Yes, sir,
and
I can
listen to
see
us?
you.
Okay. Your name, please?
Good evening, sir. My name is Chetana.
Miss
Uh,
Chetna, where are you speaking from?
Sir, I'm speaking from Hyderabad, sir.
Okay. And you will be going to UPSC for the first time for your personality test?
Yes, sir, this will be my first personality test.
Okay, great. So we will start now. Kindly tell us about yourself.
Yes, sir. Good evening to all the respected panel members. My name is Chetna. I'm a native of Hyderabad. I have done my BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from BITS, Hyderabad. And currently, I'm working as an engineer at NVIDIA, which is a semiconductor company. And my hobbies include public speaking, reading non-fiction books, and paper quilling art, sir. That is about me.
So, since you are an electronics engineer and you are working also, it's an exciting field, lot of new things are coming around. Why do you want to leave this world of excitement and come here to civil services? Why so?
Yes, sir. As you have rightly said, semiconductors is a very exciting field to be in. And the reason I want to come to civil services, sir, is
No, no,
not
you
because
don't
I
tell
want.
me. No, don't tell me why you want to come to civil services. You tell me why are you not pursuing this career and profession. That's more important.
Sir, I want to use whatever knowledge and experience I've accumulated in this profession on a bigger scale, sir. I want to be able to use that knowledge to contribute to development of
So
India as
here
a
people have
semiconductor
done
company.
wonders in this field. Now look at Microsoft. You know Bing and Chat GPT and all that. So the world to go. Your guy from Hyderabad is the CEO of Microsoft. I don't have to tell you that.
Yes, sir, that is true.
And he is much
Uh,
more known in the world than any IAS officer would be known.
yes, sir, as you have rightly pointed out, there are many exciting technologies like ChatGPT which are coming up today. Sir, I believe that these technologies they have a lot of potential to be used in administration and governance. And as someone who is
Okay,
from this
okay, okay,
industry,
Chetna, you're coming back again to that. You're giving reasons for why to join, why are you planning to join, not why are you want to leave it. Okay, tell me why most of the engineers are unemployable, so to say.
yes, sir. So there are many reasons for this. Firstly, I believe, sir, that the skills and education that is being imparted in our universities, they are not completely in line with what the industry requires.
So who's
And
responsible for that? Somebody has
sir,
to fix it. Who's responsible?
sir, I would say that both the education sector as well as the private companies, they need to establish better linkages in order to ensure that the syllabus is aligned with what the industry needs. Apart from this, sir, even the government can play an important role to facilitate these effective
Okay,
industry academic
what
linkages.
are the reason it is?
Sir, apart from that, the other reason I can think of is that the number of jobs that are available are much lesser compared to the number of engineering graduates that we
No, no,
have.
no, no, no. Many industrialists are complaining. They have jobs, but they don't get the right kind of people. Don't you think here the government has also failed and it is the bureaucracy which has failed? The governance in India is very poor and this is where you want to join. Why did not the government update the syllabus? Why it did not ensure that there is linkages? What do you think of the governance of India? I think it has been very poor so far. What's your view?
Sir, in my view, we cannot say that it is completely a failure, sir. Definitely, today many colleges are offering and producing some very skilled labor,
No, no,
and because of
I'm
this skilled labor,
saying that is one area. Generally,
yes, sir.
also, governance in India since independence has not been good, according to me.
Yes,
This
sir.
is one of the things. Otherwise, also, there is so much of unemployment, poverty, communal disharmony, gender discrimination. You know a long list.
Yes, sir.
So you agree with me that governance has not been good?
Sir, I would disagree with you a little bit here, sir. I would not say that it has been totally bad. For example, if you look at the new education policy that the government has brought out, it is focusing on these things such as industry academic linkages, the internship
Miss
experience,
Chetna, you're
etc.
talking of the present. I'm saying how it has been. Anyway, let's go to the sociology or subject. Tell me what
Yes.
social changes have taken place in India since independence.
So, since independence, the implementation of the constitution has ushered in a more egalitarian social order. For example, sir, if you look at our villages, traditionally they were based on strict hierarchies of caste. However, with the 73rd and 74th Amendment, which has introduced reservations for the SCs, STs, women, this gender and caste hierarchy has been challenged. Secondly, sir, the other social change which has taken place is modernization. Due to various factors such as introduction of modern education, factors such as globalization, there has been a lot of social changes, particularly improvement in the position of women, modern ideas of individualism, of innovation. These have entered our
No,
sphere.
no, but there is so much of westernization today,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it? And caste is still so prevalent in some of the states like Bihar and UP. I am sure you are aware of it is.
Yes, sir. I agree with you that caste as an institution has not been totally eliminated, but I would say that it certainly has been weakened to some extent, especially if we see in areas such as education, government employment, erstwhile marginalized castes have been
Okay,
able to
so
find
tell me one
representation.
more point. What social change has taken place? Then we'll move on to the next discussion, please.
So, one point that I can think of at the moment, sir, is with respect to family and marriage. There has been nuclearization of the family which has occurred, and we also see many new kind of relationships becoming common, such as live-in relationships. And today, Supreme Court is talking about same-sex marriages. So, all of these are also changes that have occurred in the post-independence period, sir.
My last question is, according to you, what electoral reforms should be there in India? Give me points only, please don't explain.
Yes, sir. So, first electoral reform, I believe, is with respect to the selection of the election commissioners. So, that has to be done not only by the government, but it has to be done by a panel consisting of the Chief Justice
But
as well as the.
Supreme Court has issued orders already. That's the law now.
Yes, sir. That is one electoral reform which
That
we
has
have.
been done. That has been done. Tell us what
Yes.
more is required.
So, secondly, I believe that we need to empower the migrants to be able to vote, sir.
Okay.
Because
See,
today we see.
Don't explain, Miss Chitra. I
Okay,
said
sir.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, yes, so that is one more point that I can think of. Thirdly, sir, we also need to increase transparency in the functioning of the political parties. We need to bring political parties under RTI. We need to increase transparency in political funding
Okay.
because that will ensure the transparent elections, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Chetna, a serious incident took place in Punjab a few weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
Can you recall that incident?
Sir, if I may take a guess, are you referring to the incident where one of the extremist leaders he
Yes.
was released by the government?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So one of the extremist leaders who has threatened the government with public unrest unless he is released, and he was released, which is a serious threat to law and order as well as to the integrity of the country, sir.
What was the background of this leader?
Sir, the background of this was mainly that this particular leader, he has been reviving the demand for Khalistan in various public forums. And that has been seen as a threat to the integrity of our country, sir. And therefore, the government had arrested him. However, there was a lot of pressure from various sections because of which the government released him.
If you were the district superintendent of police, would you have released this person who was detained, or would you have acted differently?
Sir, if I was the DSP, I would have chosen not to release him, sir, because firstly, it sets a bad precedent where other such extremist leaders may use these kind of tactics to secure the release. However, at the same time, I would also have taken steps to prevent the kind of unrest which had taken place by engaging with the community leaders, by engaging with the responsible leaders within the community. I would have tried to calm down the situation, bring the situation under control. And this is how I would have handled it, sir. I would also have taken action against the fake news circulating in the media, the incendiary news. I would also have taken action against it, sir.
Ms. Chetana, why are the people of Ladakh agitating?
Sir, as we know, after the abrogation of Article 370, Ladakh was converted into a union territory. It has been a long-standing demand of the people of Ladakh that they have greater representation and greater provisions for education, jobs, etc. In Ladakh today, sir, as Ladakh is a union territory, it does not have any popularly elected legislature. So that is why people over there have been agitating for greater political representation, for better jobs, for better ecological protection. These are some of the demands that have been raised by the people of Ladakh, sir.
Ms. Chetana, in Kashmir, the situation has become near normal. The terror incidents, although they are happening, but they are much less in number. Do you think it is time to withdraw the army gradually?
Sir, in my opinion, the peace in Kashmir is a welcome move, sir. However, I would believe that it would be too premature to withdraw the army, sir, because we need to keep in mind that this particular area has been used by our hostile neighbors such as Pakistan to promote the extremism and militancy. So if we start withdrawing the army, they may see it as a weakening of our stance. They may use that opportunity to increase the cross-border infiltration, to increase the extremism. So it is my opinion, sir, that it may be too premature to consider the withdrawal of the army.
Thank you.
Chetana Reddy.
Yes, sir.
Chetana, India became independent in 1947, August.
Yes, sir.
Hyderabad became part of India only a year later.
Yes, sir.
Why was that?
Sir, upon independence, there were a few princely states which had not agreed to join India, and one of them was the Hyderabad state, which was under the Nizam. The Nizam had plans at that time to remain independent, and it was only through the efforts of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Operation Polo that in 1948 we were finally able to integrate Hyderabad with the rest of India, sir.
Did he voluntarily agree?
No, sir. The India had to carry out the various tactics, including the negotiation, including police action, and using these multiple channels.
What happened during the whole 1 year between August 47 and September 48?
So during that period, there were a lot of unfortunate incidents which have happened, which include the Razakars, who were the trained guerrillas of the Nizams. So they have terrorized the people living in the Hyderabad state in order to suppress any ambitions to join India. And this was also the time, sir, that a communist-led peasant guerrilla movement was also underway in the rural Telangana. So this was a period of unrest, sir. But finally, we were able to integrate Hyderabad with the rest of India.
Why was it called a police action? It is the Indian Army which went in. Why was it called a police action?
I am not aware of it, sir.
Okay, Chetana, tell me two inventions which have genuinely empowered women all over the world.
So first and foremost, in my opinion, the fight for universal adult suffrage, sir. I think that was a revolution which has empowered women. because once we have gotten the political rights, we were able to secure other rights as well. So, in my opinion, sir, that is one revolution.
You asked inventions.
Secondly, sir,
You asked inventions. He's asked you inventions.
oh, sorry, sir, I have heard it as revolution, sir.
Oh.
Okay, sir. Okay. So, two inventions that have empowered. So, first and foremost, I would say that internet, because I am also a beneficiary of this technology of internet, through which I believe women are able to access the education, healthcare, as well as job opportunities. The second invention that I can think of is many of the domestic appliances, sir, such as the washing machine, such as the refrigerator, the grinder. So these may seem trivial. I believe that they save the effort and time of women in housework, which can be spent on other productive activities for their self-improvement, sir. So I think these two are the inventions which have helped and improved the lives of women.
You really think they're so earth-shaking that I would ask you a question on this? The grinder and the refrigerator and all?
Yes, sir. Though they may seem like, in my opinion, sir, though they may seem like trivial inventions, these have helped to save time for women, sir. And that time that is saved, that can be spent by women in other activities, particularly with respect to education, self-employment, etc., sir.
Have you heard of the silicon belly bank in the paper these days?
Yes, sir.
What is it about?
So Silicon Valley Bank was a bank which used to lend to the startups and venture capitalists in California. It was in the news recently because of a bank failure, a bank run, which has led to a lot of fears in the wider banking sector, sir.
Why? What caused it?
So the cause for the bank failure is twofold, sir. Firstly, it is with respect to the investments made by the bank. The bank had invested in a lot of government bonds whose value became lesser in recent times because of the Federal Reserve hiking the overall interest rates, sir. And because they did not manage this interest rate risk, this led to these investments becoming loss-making.
How would rising in interest rate affect the value of those bonds?
So since these bonds were issued earlier, they were paying lesser interest rate compared to what is the current prevailing interest rate in the market. So because of this, the value of these bonds fell, and therefore the value of the investments of the bank also fell, sir. And in addition to this, sir, one more thing which has happened is that many of the bank's depositors are startup companies.
But why would
And,
why would a bank which is meant to lend money to startups and all put its money in bank government securities?
Sir, because the bank has to invest money in order to earn profits, and it's from that profits that it pays the depositors interest rate. So that is why they have invested in government bonds, which are generally considered as safe investments. However, because of their failure to manage the interest rate risk, it has led to this financial situation, sir.
Okay, let's come home to India.
Yes,
What are
sir.
total foreign exchange reserves at the moment, and what are the main sources of foreign exchange?
Sir, I do not remember the exact number, sir, but I think it is around $550 billion is the size of our foreign exchange reserve. And the main sources of foreign exchange for India, sir, include the remittances. That is one source, that remittances, sir.
The remittances.
Remittances.
Remittances, okay.
Yes, sir. One is remittances. Secondly, sir, we also earn forex reserves from our exports. Thirdly, sir, forex reserves are also earned as a result of the investment inflows.
Would you know have any data about all these things? Remittances, how much are the return and how much are the manufacturing exports?
I cannot recollect the exact numbers at the moment, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Chetana.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Chetana Reddy.
Yes, sir.
As you know, India is heading the G20. The presidency is with us.
Yes, sir.
can you tell me another multilateral organization which is being headed by India currently and where we have the presidency?
Sir, I know that we are a member of the UN, non-permanent member of UN, and we are chairing the anti-terrorism committee.
No, I'm talking
of the
about
UN.
like G20 is a grouping of some countries. There is another organization which is a grouping of some countries where India is currently the chairman, the president. Which organization is that? Like G20, we are the chairman. It's nothing to do with the UN. It's a multilateral grouping.
Sorry, sir, I'm
It's
not able
called
to
the
recollect.
Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Have you heard about
Yes.
that?
Yes, sir, I have heard of the Shanghai Cooperation.
And that we are currently the chairman. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir, I'm aware.
Now,
I was not able
a
to.
very important ministerial meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization started today. Can you tell me what is the subject of this meeting?
I am not aware of.
You're not aware. Now, yesterday there was a proposal to hold the SCO Games, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Games.
Yes, sir.
Which country made the proposal?
I cannot recollect.
Which
that,
countries
sir.
are members of the SCO? Can you tell me that? Which countries?
Yes, sir. The members of SCO are Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. Sir. These are the members of the
Of course,
Shanghai
now Iran
Cooperation.
is also becoming a member, has already taking part in activities as a member. Russia had made the proposal for holding an SCO Games, so you must read
Yes,
about
sir.
this.
Yes, sir.
Earlier, you talked about Operation Polo, which
Yes, sir.
was the operation launched by India to get Hyderabad to join.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is Operation Dost?
Sir, Operation Dost is a recent relief and rescue mission sent by India to the earthquake-affected areas of Turkey and Syria, sir. And under this mission, we have provided them with various food supplies. We have provided them with manpower. We have provided them with medicines and others to assist in the relief efforts.
All right. Again, there have been some very important developments in the region pertaining to West Asia. One of these
Yes.
was the Iran-Saudi deal.
Yes, sir.
What can you tell me about that? What is this
Sir,
deal about?
Sir, Iran and Saudi Arabia, they have not had diplomatic relationships for more than 7 years now. And recently it was announced that through mediation conducted by China, both of these countries have agreed to resume their diplomatic relationships. And this is a major development, sir, because the rivalry between Iran and Saudi Arabia shapes the politics of the entire region.
All right. Tell me, why were the diplomatic relations between Iran and Saudi broken?
So there are multiple reasons. However, one of the reasons that I can think of is the Yemen war, the prolonged war in Yemen,
No,
followed
that
by
is not the reason why the relations were broken. The war reflects the tensions between the two sides. But why were the
Yes, sir.
relations broken? It was mentioned in these reports. That is why I am asking you.
Sir, there is the historic Shia-Sunni rivalry, which is
Okay,
there between
yes.
Iran and Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Apart from that, sir, Saudi Arabia and the other Arab countries, they have accused Iran of supporting the Shia militia movements in various countries.
No, Ms. Chetana, you have not been able to pinpoint the developments which led to the breaking off of relations. We will come to that in the feedback. Now
Okay,
tell me,
sir.
again pertaining to the Middle East, what are the Abraham Accords?
So the Abraham Accords refer to the normalization of relations of several West Asian countries with Israel brokered by the United States.
Which are these
So-
countries?
So these countries include United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain, sir. These are the two main countries which are
Okay.
involved.
Now, how many Arab countries have normalized relations with Israel till now? Which was the first country?
So the first countries to do so were Jordan and Egypt.
No, but which was the first?
The very first was Egypt, sir.
And which year?
I cannot recollect.
What
the
was
years.
that agreement called? Like this is called the Abraham Accord between UAE and Bahrain with Israel. What was that agreement called?
I cannot
All
recollect
right.
the name of
It was called the Camp David Accord. Now, you have mentioned that you're fond of public speaking and you're passionate about debating. Now, speak to me for 30 seconds on Vasudev Kutumbakam. Suppose you were speaking to a group of foreigners. Suppose you were in the Indian Foreign Service and you were talking to some of your colleagues and they asked you, what is this Vasudev Kutumbakam? What will you say? 30 seconds.
Yes, sir. So Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is a uniquely Indian concept which states that the world is one family. It emphasizes the idea that though we may all be separated by different cultures, different languages, different religions, we all are one humanity. Our future is all connected. And this principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, though it is an age-old saying, though it's an age-old ethos, it very much holds even today in the 21st century, as seen in our G20 theme, sir. Even our G20 theme is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or one family, one world, one future. So this highlights that this is a principle which underlies India's foreign policy as a whole.
Okay, my last question. What is the importance of the Malabar exercise?
So the Malabar exercise is a very important naval exercise that is conducted between India, Australia, US and Japan. So the Malabar exercise has assumed a lot of importance because these four countries are members of the Quad grouping. And the aim of the exercise is to ensure a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific, where there is freedom of navigation for the countries that are involved. It is also a
All right,
way
tell
for...
me, Ms. Chetana, why is it called the Malabar exercise?
Sir, I'm not aware, sir, but can I take a guess?
No, you should know. My last question.
Okay, sir.
Which country will host the next edition of the Malabar exercise?
I am not aware.
It has been
sir.
announced.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I could not recollect it at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chetana. Our discussion with you is over. We will switch off our audio and video for 2 minutes. You kindly
Okay, sir.
wait. Kindly wait.
Okay, sir.
We will reconnect with you to give our feedback.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.